welcome to day number 2. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I figured out the Facebook Live and that it's working and all is good. So day 2, this is all about how to boost your immunity. And if any of you pop on, give me a hello or a like or thumbs up, love, whatever. It's just so I know that you're here, because sometimes it doesn't show me on the screen. And if you have any questions also, feel free to ask questions and I can answer those at the end for you. So immunity, just a little bit about my background with immunity. Like back before I really understood about the immune system, like before all of my nutrition training, I didn't really realize like how much food affected my health. It sounds silly. I mean, you hear, eat your fruits and vegetables, but you just think that's kind of a ridiculous thing until you're like, oh, that's why. So like I said, I didn't really realize how much food influenced my health. And I used to be all about calories, and I was just eating whatever I was craving, basically, to feed my hunger. So, thanks to Casey's Pizza, I would literally eat pizza 3 times a day. And while this was delicious, and I thought that it supplied, all of the food groups, I would just feel within minutes of after eating the pizza, I would feel my sinuses get congested and I would feel bloated and I just wanted to take a nap. Maybe some of you can relate. Maybe pizza has that same effect on you where you love it, it tastes amazing and it's so fast and easy, but then afterwards you're just kind of regretting it. So for years, I would just basically eat whatever I wanted. And as a young, busy professional, I would, eat whatever food I could on the go and then drink lots of coffee and have energy drinks to try to get myself through the day. So, this went on for a few years and it basically, caused a weakened immunity, and I would also have like allergies that never went away, and I would also have pain in my muscles and in my joints, and it hurt so bad that I would literally be awake in bed all night in pain because it hurt so bad to lay still. And in addition, it showed up on my skin too. I had eczema for years. Even as a child, I would just have rashes and dry, flaky skin all over. Like, it was so bad, my feet would like crack and bleed, and my socks would be all bloody. It was just like, ugh. If you have ever had eczema, it's the most horrendous thing ever. But that's cleared up now with the change in my diet. But what I'm saying is, with your immunity, like I didn't realize food had such an influence on my immune system. And the reason why it has such an effect is because 80% of our immune system actually resides in the gut. That sounds crazy, but it's in your gut. Like, that's your army of good bacteria, your protective little immune cells that attack all of those incoming pathogens, all of those bad viruses and bacteria and infections. So it's really, really important to know that food makes a difference. The food that you're eating, good and bad, just knowing how that's really affecting your body. And so another thing with food is it can either be inflammatory or it can be anti-inflammatory. And so a few of the foods that are inflammatory, the ones that damage your gut or your gut lining, just wear down the health of your gut are gluten, dairy, soy, eggs, alcohol, and processed sugars. Basically, a lot of processed sugar is found in packaged foods. All of the stuff that tastes really good, but then, you don't really feel good after. That tends to be the inflammatory foods. And sometimes it's different for different people. Sometimes people can eat gluten and never have any effects of it. It's just everybody's gut bacteria is a little different, and so foods affect them differently. So there's also allergy testing that you can do to track, what things are bothering you, or the easiest way is just to do an elimination diet and at least for 2 weeks avoid these main triggers, just to see, if symptoms went away. Because that's what I found a lot of the pain and fatigue that I was dealing with. Food was enhancing all of this. And so when I took away all of those food triggers, pain went away. I could sleep at night, my skin cleared up, and I didn't have all of those GI symptoms of, having to go to the bathroom all the time or not being able to go to the bathroom. And so for you to boost your immunity, what to do for that is the easiest thing is to eat a variety of whole foods, like colorful fruits and veggies found in their whole form, because then that means they're just full of their natural antioxidants and phytonutrients and all of those, inflammation lowering and, cancer fighting and just high energy foods. They're all found in their natural form. So eating more of the colorful fruits and vegetables, preferably organic. Not all of them you have to buy, organic. Some of them you can get away with, the regular, because it is less expensive, unfortunately, which is crazy because people in Europe, they're like, oh, organic, it's cheaper here than the stuff that has the pesticides and herbicides on it. So, kind of another way to cut down on costs would be to go to farmers markets or grow your own, or there's this site called the Environmental Working Group, the EWG, and they'll tell you what fruits and vegetables you want to be sure to buy organic because they're the most dirty, or also just making sure that you have a good veggie or fruit scrub or cleaner to make sure you get some of the pesticides and herbicides off, because we don't want to eat all of those chemicals, because that can also contribute to lowering our immune system. And then another thing besides the colorful fruits and veggies is also getting enough fiber. So chia seeds are my favorite type of fiber. There's chia seeds, flax seeds, gluten-free oatmeal. There's so many things. But then also making sure that the protein you're eating is the healthy type of grass-fed or no antibiotics, free range. Also the more expensive stuff, but there's also a few great tools out there that you can do to save money. There's a subscription box. I haven't tried it because my fridge isn't big enough to fit all this. The joys of NYC life. But Butcher Box is one thing that you can look up to get high quality grass-fed, no antibiotic meat. And if you have the freezer space, it's perfect to make sure you're getting the high quality protein. Or there's also a lot of plant proteins or clean protein powders that are available too, to make sure you're getting all of those amino acids, all of the building blocks from proteins that help your body repair and, you know, keep your immune system strong. So, yeah, so that means reducing all of the bad stuff, even though it tastes good, and that's probably, you know, the bad stuff you probably tend to have more cravings to, just because over the years it's like comfort food, and if you're sad, mad, alone, depressed, like any of those things, then you have like these cravings pop up, even if you are having a good day, and then you're like, ooh, I want to have this sweet treat. So then what I'm saying is to just like slowly upgrade, like instead of having a piece of cake, like maybe have some fruit, like fresh strawberries, and dip them in like a dark chocolate sauce or something. That's like actually one of my favorite things, is fresh strawberries and dark chocolate sauce. It's so addictive, and I don't miss the cake. So it's just finding, you know, some of these upgrades. Like if it's macaroni and cheese, try upgrading it to gluten-free noodles and make some cashew cheese. It sounds weird, but cashew cheese is actually really delicious, and it's super easy to make. And so it's good because like by doing these upgrades, you can still like have that sense of feeding your craving, but then you don't feel sick afterwards, which is amazing. And like what I've found over the last few months of cutting out all of the bad stuff completely is like I feel so good that like when I get the urge to eat something bad, I just remember the last time how eating that stuff like made me feel bad, and I'm like, oh, it's just not worth it. And also another tip for you is that, you know, when you're eating this abundance of healthy, colorful food, like you're full and you don't have all of those bad cravings, because then your body is actually getting all of the things that it actually wants. Because that's another thing with cravings, is like your body sends you these signals for cravings, and you think, oh yeah, I want like French fries or something like heavy. Hi buddy. Or like, he can't help but make an appearance in these videos. He just loves joining us. His favorite colorful food is carrots, by the way. But anyways, so yeah, with the cravings, like sometimes like you have these cravings for like something sweet. It could be that your body is like, hey, like give me some fresh fruit over here. I need some antioxidants. I need some of these powerful phytonutrients to help me fight this battle of what's going on in here. And then if it's like French fries or something like fried or oily, it could mean that your body is craving omega-3 fatty acids. So then for you, it's like, oh, I'm craving this like heavy fatty stuff. And maybe I could try some salmon or like some tuna or other healthy fish to help you feed that need. And instead of going for the bad craving, you go for the upgraded version, and then you feel good afterwards. And so it's just repeating that habit of upgrading your cravings and finding, you know, a better choice, so that way you're boosting your immunity and you're not making yourself sick by eating all of these foods that are causing inflammation in your body. So like I said, you know, I used to be guilty of that. I used to eat pizza all the time, and it was delicious. I was so addicted, and it was so easy, but it was making me sick. So for you, the challenge today is to focus on eating fresh, colorful, whole foods. So that means like if you're going to the grocery store, just shopping around the outside perimeter of the grocery store, because that's usually where they have all the fresh produce, and it's avoiding the inside where you get sucked in by all of these fancy marketing tactics of, like boxes that say low fat, low sugar, like whatever. Like all of those things have inflammatory foods, the gluten, the dairy, the processed sugar, and eggs and soy, like all of those things that are causing damage internally, that's linked to a lot of autoimmune symptoms. So now that you know, you can do the challenge for today. So focus on eating the fresh whole foods, all of the fresh, colorful fruits and veggies. And then another thing you could try, one of my favorites, I swear I was doing this like every day, where I was drinking bone broth, or I was having my bulletproof collagen protein. So it's just like a gelatin collagen, and it's full of amino acids, all of the healthy proteins that help you rebuild your gut lining, which is so important for your immunity, because your gut is where 80% of your immune system resides. So you have the fresh fruits and veggies, the bone broth, which is like just making like chicken or beef soup just without the noodles, basically. There's tons of recipes online. I'm no chef by any means, so I wouldn't even know how to tell you to make it, because my husband made mine. He's the meat man. And so then another thing you could do, one of my new like addictions is this, I think it's pronounced Kavita. It's a sparkling probiotic drink, and it's delicious. And so I haven't drank alcohol since like January, and so like one of my treats is either sparkling water with like lemon or lime, or one of these kombuchas, which kombucha is a fermented tea, and so it has these naturally occurring probiotics in it, which probiotics help replenish the good bacteria in our gut. So the more good bacteria that we have, the stronger our army is in our immune system to fight off all of these pathogens and all of these viruses and bacteria that try to get in and take us over. So you have your challenge, and then also in the comments on our Facebook group, just take a minute to think about, like, what are you eating and drinking all of the time? Like, is there a certain craving that just like keeps coming up all the time? Or like, what do you think that connection is? What do you think your body is actually trying to tell you with these cravings? And then with your habits, like, are you just eating the same things over and over? Just take note of that and write it in the comments below. And also, if you want to think of like, what are the healthy foods that do make you feel good and you love, put that in the comments below. So don't forget to write in the comments and share your successes and share your challenge results, or if you have any questions, in our Facebook group. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I think I finally see you guys on here. I see Beth and Melissa, and I saw Carrie, and there's somebody else too, but it doesn't show me. But I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay! Day 2. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.